So let us start off with our DM, Zidardus.
Oh, hey there, bud. I'm Zidardus. I run this shindig. Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
Solid
I don't know
intro.
how much you need me to talk.
Original Dice Mom, how are you?
Wow, okay.
Just cut me
I feel
off.
like I'm just being used as an excuse at this point. Hi, I'm Original Dice Mom, aka Witch Pope on the Discord, and just in general. Maybe I'll change my name to it legally, who knows. I play Jane Apple Blossom,
Yes, you do.
who is a halfling divination wizard, who also has the lucky feat, so she does all them rolls. Let's go.
Dem rolls. All right. Undead Cupcake.
I am Undead Cupcake. I play a satyr fighter who's stabby, can do some magic.
Perfect. And Mr. Zedicus.
Yes, I'm Zedicus, and I'm Braun Flowercrown, a Furbolg barbarian who's by far the largest member of the party.
The strongest easily. And of course, I'm your boy, Ran Olbuck. Just a feisty little halfling gunslinger with an eye patch for no reason. Anyway.
We can give him a reason.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Jane almost
dare
gave
you.
him a reason for sure.
How dare all of you. Rand's gonna be spinning his guns and pointing them right at you. Anyway, with that, let's get started into this week's episode of Bloods and Dragons. Zidardus, where did we leave off?
Oh, usually you do that. You forgot, didn't you?
Of course.
Okay. So you guys left off in the tavern, talking about kind of what your next goal was going to be. You have a few things that have been kind of presented before you, and after a brief talk with one of the Midnight Raven, you have decided to kind of pick a thread and pull it and see what happens. It sounded like last time before you all went to bed, you were possibly going to investigate one of two murders, or one of them not necessarily a murder at this point. But,
That's right.
Possibly 3 murders, actually, because also the one in the tunnel, too, is another one we're aware of.
Right, was one that you guys wanted to look at, too. So you have the one in the tunnel, where the head was bashed in by a large rock. You have the woodworker, who is killed by an axe in his back at his workbench. And you have one that's... The story is his house burnt down with him in it due to a lit candle or oil lamp. And that's kind of where you guys were at. You awake the next morning and meet back downstairs, get your 5 plates of breakfast, because we know Jet needs 2.
Minimum.
Minimum. And the day is yours.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I guess sitting around the breakfast table.
As per usual, every morning.
So do we trust the Raven guys?
At least they talked to us this time. You know, all of us.
Well, that's true.
Bored at midnight.
And they didn't come through a window.
Yeah, I've had about a gosh darn enough of that.
If anything, it's a good lead.
I guess.
Something to look into.
I mean, that's all just assuming any of these prophecy things even come true. I don't know why any of this is up to us.
He said because we drank from fountain?
Anyone could drink from the fountain and see something.
Okay, but anyone didn't. We did. You're welcome to just pack up and go home. We're going to be there eventually anyways, presumably, looking into your vision, but I'm sticking this one out. I think we're the ones who have the best shot at figuring out what's going to happen and maybe preventing a war.
All right, so what do you want to do then?
Bron going to go back and talk to weaponsmith and woodworker, or people around the woodworker.
Oh yeah, you said you talked to the police or the guards about that.
The guard told me to come back if I found anything. So I go back and tell them I find thing.
It's as good a place to start as any.
Jet, you wanted to come?
Yes, please.
Woodworkers it is.
I guess I got nothing better to do anyway until people start playing cards.
So you finish up your various meals and head off back in the direction towards the blacksmith with the woodworker across the street. Well, where there was a woodworker across the street. And it takes you a little bit to walk down there. It's still early morning, so streets are relatively empty. It's not too busy yet. And you head off, kind of passing through that center of town that you were previously in. You can see all the different merchant tents setting up for the day. And you eventually arrive following Braun to this blacksmith. With the woodworker's house across the street all locked up. No more guards posted.
Ren's gonna peek at the doors and see if there's how it's locked or if if it's secure.
It appears to just be locked in a normal manner. Deadbolt kind of running across the door. There's nothing fancy. No, it's not boarded up or.
Are there windows?
There's a window. Mm-hmm.
I guess we're just gonna do this right off the bat. I'm going to use my boots of flying to fly up to where I can see through the window.
And
I'm going to look at my group and I say, should I go in?
Why doesn't Braun talk to the guards or whatever?
There weren't guards.
No, I know, but why don't we go talk to them? Like go to a post or whatever.
We can.
He already had the rapport.
Yeah, we can go find guard or talk to blacksmith. See if he.
Weren't you gonna help him with your arms?
Little man, remember.
All right, we can go to a guard then instead and make it easier, hopefully.
I mean, far be it from me to prevent you from breaking and entering.
Oh, because you're so high above the law.
Perfectly law-abiding citizen, Randall Buck at your service.
Well, Braun, lead the way. I guess I would know where the closest station is, but I don't know what guards you spoke to.
I would remember either. It was just guards.
yeah,
People,
that's fine.
But
But you can head that way, and you arrive at. It's not like the main headquarters, if you will. It's like a smaller office that you arrive at. Step inside, and you can see it's a relatively small building, and you can see a guard sitting at his desk. And there's two sitting on a bench to the side, and off to the right behind the desk, there's like a temporary holding cell.
all right. I'll walk up to the one that's kind of, they're in the middle, looking after the things.
Lingering
And he
images.
kind of looks up at you as you enter the door as well, and you approach. How can I help you all today?
Well, I'm here to talk to you about the woods worker. I talked to guard day of. They told me to come back if you need help or if we have something. Come and
Do
look
you
into that.
And he kind of shuffles papers around and pulls something out of his desk and sets it down. Do you have any information?
Well, we've heard things. And definitely murder. We heard axe in back. Wood axe, solid wood axe.
Yeah, oddly enough.
Very odd to find solid wood axe.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how it didn't break, but I don't know. It was made out of some sort of like bluish green wood. It wasn't something that I've seen before.
Do you still have axe?
I do.
Could we take a look?
Make a persuasion check.
That is a nat 20.
Let's go.
For a total of
21.
nice. Yeah. I think one of the guards told me about talking to you. I'll be right back. And he hops up and goes into the door behind him. You can't quite tell where it leads. And comes back with this axe and sets it down on the desk. And it's relatively large. It's a bit larger than you would expect for like a typical axe like we would use in real life. It's a bit larger, made of this bluish green wood with dark grain running through it, all the way up to the axe head, which is a bit covered with dry blood. English is hard. So it's a bit stained, but you can still see that bluish green hue underneath the spots of dark reddish brown.
All right. I'm gonna pick it up by the handle and just kind of like look at it and examine it, like see how it feels. I mean, I guess I'd check the balance of it as a weapon, just see like how decently it was made, if it was like a quick thing, but also trying to examine the wood.
It's heavy. There's definitely an odd weight to it. It's whatever wood it's made out of is either extremely dense or not typically found in nature, from your experience.
Canonically, Jane has a big book of wood. We've established this. I feel like.
Roll a nature check. Either you,
Okay.
Braun and Jane can do it, or one of you can do it with advantage.
My nature's +4, so
Mine as well. So
okay, we can just both do it. Let's just both do it.
Teamwork.
I got a 12.
I got a 14.
All right.
Okay. It's definitely not in your book. And something about it is magical in nature. You can't quite put your finger on it. You can't quite tell what kind of tree.
Does it remind me of the type of wood that one tree that attacked us was made of?
Ooh, good question. Rand perks up in the corner, kind of listening in.
There are some similarities, though it doesn't match exactly. The darkness of the grain, and even though that tree has like ooze and stuff over it, there's some similarity to the darkness of the grain, and that tree had more of a green tinge and the axe is a little bit more blue, but you could try to draw that connection.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
Is it sharp? Did we go over that?
No, not really. Braum was looking at it. It is oddly sharp. Like you would expect a fine point like that for wood to like either be chipped or cracked or something, especially if it used to, chop into somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But the edge of it is unscathed and completely sharp.
Interesting.
The guard kind of speaks up. Did you Did you want to look in the workshop, see if you can put anything together?
If possible, would be lovely.
I think we've kind of gotten everything we can from there. So if it helps you in whatever you guys think may be the cause of this, then he kind of nods to one of the guys, nods to you guys. Go let them in the workshop for the woodworker. And he kind of gets up, stretches a bit, and comes over to you guys.
As we go to follow him out the door, I'll look back at the guy who gave me the axe and, do you want, or can we?
I mean, it is evidence, so it should probably. I don't see why you would need to take it.
Fair. And I'll leave it on the counter at that.
Then you guys follow the guard out.
Yep.
Walk a little bit of distance down back to the workshop. He unlocks the door and kind of pushes it open. Just come back and let us know when you're done. I'll come back and lock it. And he starts walking back off towards the guard post.
Look at us doing this legit as I walk in the door.
So what is there inside of the workshop?
Yep.
Has anything been left?
There's a large puddle of blood right in front of what appears to be like a lathe that has a large chunk of wood sitting on it that has not been worked. Off to one side, there's kind of this pegboard on the wall with a lot of different woodworking tools. There's a small forge off to the side with a vent that opens up into the ceiling, and a large table with various tools laid out, wood shavings all over the ground. The smell of sawdust kind of fills your nose as you enter this space.
Seems like an awfully dangerous thing to keep a forge in here. Rand pokes at it with his gun, looking around.
Dangerous with woodwork, but necessary too. Have to treat wood somehow. So you said the pile of blood was over by the lathe?
Right.
Okay.
There's a large log kind of pinned between two things and a large wheel on the side.
Yeah.
With a band that connects down to this foot pedal, very much like an old school sewing machine or something like that.
I gotcha. So I'll start by investigating more around that, looking around the lathe, seeing if anything has been left there or dropped there, or is being like on the machine, on the lathe, or on the sawdust kind of around it.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation check.
$14.
You do find a tool that's been left is kind of on the floor next to the lathe, presumably dropped when he was. A bit of blood spatter even on this log that's on the lathe, as if he fell over it and kind of dripped onto it a bit. You begin to look at the log itself, and the wood that it's made out of is bluish green in color and seems to match this axe.
Interesting. I'm gonna point that out to everybody else. Guys, this wood looks like that axe.
I wonder if he made the axe that killed him.
Oof.
I mean, not having seen wood to now seeing twice wood, maybe made it.
Do we know when it was he was murdered? I mean, was he murdered in broad daylight?
That is information that you do not have.
We do
clearly
not
know
have,
who's-
but we have a guess because Braun would have shown up there
Right, you have
relatively
like
early
a
in the
couple days
day.
ago.
Yeah.
It would have either been the night before or sometime the day before you got there.
Well, he was clearly
Yeah.
working when he died, by the looks of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Tools on the table.
tradesmen work past their opening hours all the time if they're preparing next day's stock.
What about on table? Is there anything on there?
You go over to the table and start to take a look, and various tools and things are laid out. And there is currently, it looked like it was being worked on a large, about 2 foot wide crest being worked on, some family crest or something along those lines.
Is it a crest I would recognize coming from the city?
Make a history check.
18.
1 second. Gotta go find it in my notes.
Let me check my famous history, or famous families of the city history book.
It would be from the Callahan family, which is one of the noble families within the city. Got their wealth via trade, similar to a lot of the families in this big port city.
I'm just going to relay that information to everyone, and I'm going to probably use my boots flying, and I'm going to hop up on the table and just kind of try and get a good look at the crest. What is the crest made of? Is it made of any of the same type of wood, or is it just like metal?
It is made of wood. It is not the same wood that the axe is made of, or that is currently on the lathe.
More normal wood.
Right. Can roll a nature check if you want to know what kind.
I don't care.
You can check your book.
Okay. Yeah, you can pull the book out
Is
and
there-
compare.
Rand's gonna be poking around looking for a back room or anything like that, a little officey area or anywhere this man would have kept documents.
It's a smaller building, and it's just kind of the one space. There is a back door that leads out, but there's no office space or anything.
So they have no papers or anything like that.
Yeah, it's very much just a workshop.
Okay. I'm still gonna peek the back door though. Go with the back and just look around a little bit.
Okay.
Anything suspicious?
Roll an investigation check.
Quick, are there any bird wars starting in the backyard?
Do I see any birds?
13, and there's a chicken clucking in the distance.
Oh. You spy one raven on the house across. I'm just kidding.
Rand glares.
I mean, it's fairly empty. It appears to be some sort of back alleyway. Ground is a little bit muddy.
Like
But
no
besides
broken
that-
locks on the door, nothing
Nope.
suspicious. Yeah. Okay. I'll just keep poking around with the rest of everyone.
Is there anything missing from the pegboard? Because that's the next place I'll go take a look at.
It's an interesting prospect, right?
Yeah.
Roll investigation, I suppose.
18?
As you look over the pegboard, and you're kind of counting the tools that are both on the bench and the one that's on the floor, and you're kind of comparing all of the empty hooks. There is one spot that has 2 hooks that are empty that are right next to each other that don't really seem to add up. And with the 18, as you kind of sit there and think about, like, what tools would a woodworker have that would be missing? You realize that there's probably a large saw that's missing because you don't see a saw.
Oh, okay. And finally, I'm gonna go check inside the forge, or around the forge. Well, yeah, around the forge and then in the forge, seeing if anything was burned.
Sure, and it's a small forge. You know, a woodworker isn't a blacksmith. He doesn't need a large forge to make swords and things. But sometimes, you know, burned wood has a certain aesthetic, or you know, it can be helpful for these kinds of things. Yeah. Bending small pins and rods and whatnot. There's no ashes or anything in it. In particular, there's some, you know, coals. It's a little coal forge. But it doesn't look like anything had recently been in there that wasn't supposed to be. If that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, gotcha.
So we figured out that he died here.
Pretty much. He died, is missing a saw, and has a log of the same wood of the axe that killed him.
Where do you think he gets his wood from?
That's a good question. This does not look very normal local wood.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not anything that I recognize from being local. This would have to be imported from somewhere probably pretty far away.
Probably. I mean, go ask blacksmith. You cross the way, he might know where shipment come in.
You did say that they had similar shipments go missing. Yeah, it's worth a shot. I wonder if they would mind if we took this. Actually, I'm just gonna... Do we think we could just kind of get a piece of it off, like a splinter of it off?
The blue-green log? That's a good question. How tough is the log? Because if the axe seemed pretty magical, what about a log?
I mean, they clearly didn't take this log in as evidence.
One way to find out.
Ron would be the one to test it.
How do you want to go about this?
That's what I'm trying to decide. Because there is one axe that we know of in very close proximity. I'm going to first start by picking up one of his chisels and seeing if I can, like, you know, bash a chisel in and see if that'll, like, actually indent it at all.
Roll a strength check.
I think Braun would leave a mark.
17.
So you take this chisel with all the force you can into the side of the wood. The chisel snaps as you thrust down into this log, and there's a small indent left, but the chisel completely bent and broke when you did this.
What the heck did this guy use to carve the axe?
My guess would be the missing saw.
Magic saw?
Ooh.
Must be magic saw. Or magic log.
The only thing magic that I have that could probably hurt it would also hurt anything within a 10-foot radius of it.
What?
Shatter.
Okay.
Shatter, if I cast it like directly on it, I wonder if it would do anything. Probably not, but it would also harm many other things.
What's the saying? Fuck around and find out.
No, I may be from Philadelphia originally, but that's not what I'm here to do right now.
So after being stunned at snapping the chisel completely, maybe we should leave log here. Because I'm assuming it's too big to, like, move inconspicuously without being like, hey, there's a giant log on my shoulder kind of thing.
It's
How much does the log
it's pretty
weigh?
big.
Oh yeah.
How much does it weigh?
If you want to take it off of the lathe and pick it up, you can find out. Yeah.
Sure, let's attempt it. Let's unscrew or
I'm
pull
only
it one of the
using
sides of the lathe.
75 out of 500 pounds of my bag of holding.
So this log is about diameter is probably just under a foot.
She thick.
Which is about a third of a meter for you non-US people.
Thank you.
And then it's probably about 2 feet long, which would be about 2/3 of a meter for you non-US people.
It's more of a block almost.
Well, it's round. The diameter is about a foot.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
And then the length is about 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
So if we stood it up, it would be almost as tall as me.
I mean, now that you put it like that.
That's exactly how I wanted to put it.
It's about a foot. Yeah, it's about a foot shorter than you. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's not obscenely large.
No,
like
it's not
it's a
obscenely
little.
It's a stump.
It's a stump. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
stump. Is there still like bark on it, or has it been completely like? Is it like
It appears to be one of those trees that kind of have paperish bark
Oh, okay.
and not like a thick bark. So there's a bit of it on there still. Yes,
Like a
but
poplar.
it's pretty smooth. Yeah, like a poplar, right? That's what you
Okay.
said.
I mean, sure, we can try and take the log. And left it there.
Okay. So you kind of find the mechanism on the side of this lathe and begin to spin it. And you're kind of like holding the log with one hand and spinning it. I need you to roll a strength save.
Strength save.
Mhm.
Okay. That's a nat 20 for a 28.
Damn.
Ron Strong.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
The DM becomes sad that he cannot no longer injure the person attempting to.
No, I wasn't gonna injure him. Let me do some quick maths because I know you're going to ask how much it weighs.
I mean, roughly.
Yeah, I want to know if I can put it in my bag of holding or not.
Brian just wants to know if it's less than a Ford Fiesta that he can carry on his back.
Because those statues I couldn't. But maybe this log I can.
Mm-hmm.
You could wrap it in linens and make it look like you're carrying a baby. A baby furball.
It's blue and green. Yeah, maybe.
Draw a little.
Or we
beard
could
on
just put it in the bag of holding that's meant for something like this.
Okay. So Braun, you are unscrewing with the one hand, you have your other hand underneath. And first of all, nat 20. But second of all, because of your normal carry weight, it does still catch you off guard a little bit.
Fair.
It's probably about 500 pounds.
Well, never mind.
Okay. So it's a dense block of wood.
And you kind of think about it for a second, and that axe was also really fucking heavy for what it appeared to be.
Yeah, for a solid wood axe, that would be real heavy.
Language. Clean it up.
Shit.
Are you telling me to watch my fucking language? All right.
Yeah, you better watch your fucking watch your goddamn fucking language.
Wow, couple degenerates.
Anyways, yeah, so it's probably about like 500 pounds.
Sounds like
Okay.
okay.
So I'm just gonna look at the party. I mean, we could, but it's not easy. would be challenged to take log.
But could we drag it out of town and let Dice Mom attack it in the forest somewhere?
Who?
Jade, sorry.
Ran looks at Jatori confused.
I don't even know if my magic will hurt it at all or make a difference. I don't know.
Well, if Bronny cannot lift, most people cannot lift. I think Log is safe here if we need to come back.
That's actually a really good point. How the woodsman must have been incredibly strong, or the woodworker must have been incredibly strong too.
He must have if he got it up there. Or he had lot of help.
You guys are done playing with the wood. Maybe we go talk to the blacksmith about where it came from.
Yes, let's go talk. As we leave the log sitting there because no one can lift it.
Okay. Where were you off to?
Across the street to talk to the blacksmith.
Okay. Dope. Sorry. Sure. You head across the street, and he is inside working away, and sees you come in. Ah, nice to see you again.
You too. Very nice axe you made. I like.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're making use of it.
He's good. My friend here, she like dagger. I need to say,
Wow.
elbowing Jet.
Oh, daggers. Yeah, I got a few if that's something you guys are interested in.
I would definitely be interested.
And he pulls out this kind of wrapped fabric, and it's very much like the things that chefs keep their knives in. And he unfolds it, and there's just like a bunch of daggers on the inside.
Jet's eyes glitter.
Oh yeah. And there's a few, some longer, some shorter, a few different metals, different handle styles, and they all come in pairs. There's two kind of in each little slot that he has there. Roll investigation check to look at the quality of these.
Four.
They're daggers.
Yay.
Some look a little nicer than others, but they're daggers.
Jet doesn't know much about daggers, but she knows she likes them.
I'll jump in and help her look at those.
Sure, go for it.
Just give her a second set. And that is a dirty 20.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus, you are on fire.
I really am on fire so far.
Getting ready for all those nat ones in combat, I see.
Yeah, basically.
There are two pairs that appear to be extremely well crafted in the same manner as your great axe. So the meta information would be +1s.
All right, I'll obviously point that out to Jet, that these are the nicer pairs of daggers if she's interested.
One of them is almost made of like what a nickel metal would look like a nickel coating, where it's kind of like a darker metal, and the handles are wrapped in a like a navy leather wrap. The second pair are very shiny, almost silver looking metal with handles that are made of, it appears to be kind of charred wood.
Can I hold them?
Yeah, of course. Both pairs are extremely well balanced and feel very comfortable in your hands.
Okay.
Oh, you like those, do you? You hear the blacksmith kind of chime up.
I like the shiny ones.
Oh, the ones with the wood handles there? Yeah, those handles are actually made by, well, he's gone now, but the woodworker across the street there.
Hmm.
You guys were close?
I mean, had a few drinks with him. Helped me with a lot of the wooden handles and facets on some of the weapons that I make.
He does good work.
Did good work, yeah.
Yes.
What do you mean by that? What happened?
Well, he's dead, so he can't exactly continue to do good work.
Yeah, but what happened to him?
From what I heard, got an axe in the back. I don't know who had it out for him, but guess I'll have to find somebody else.
Axe in the back. Would have been one of your
I
axes,
heard.
though.
One of my axes? From what I heard, it was all wood. All working wood.
A wooden axe. That sounds rare.
Definitely odd.
Do you know what kind of other woods this guy worked with? Or where he got his wood for imports?
No, sometimes, yeah, he does like to import some of the exotic stuff. He was telling me before he got killed about this wood he got that I guess it was extremely dense. Said he got it from some trader, came from the north, I believe.
Got a name on that trader?
Shit, what was his name? I think his name was Kingston. Bit of a logger. He does a lot of traveling around. He's probably still in town. I know he was trying to sell some stock the other day.
Where could we find him? Do you know?
Yeah, he has one of those tents there in the center of town that he was using last I saw.
Perfect. We'll have to talk to him about fancy wood.
Yeah, I think the guards talked to him, but of course if that's something y'all are looking into. You interested in those daggers? Kind of looks over at Jet.
How much are they?
For the set of those two, tell you what, you're looking into finding out who killed the man. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you 75 gold for the pair of those two there.
Okay.
And those are, just so you know, those are kind of silvered there, so you can see those blades are extra shiny, you know, in case you come in and cross any kind of werewolves or anything like that.
Nice.
He kind of chuckles a bit, but it's like he's half joking. But they are they're +1 silvered daggers, so you can add 2 +1 daggers to your inventory.
Okay.
Sweet, sweet silver daggers.
Any of the rest of y'all need anything while you're here?
Nah, you were very helpful. Appreciate you.
Of course, anything I can do.
And then
Yes.
looking around everyone, off to the center, town center.
I think so.
Let it do it.
So, close up the doors to the woodsman's shop, and then head to the center there. We can stop by the guards later.
Sure. At this point, it's probably been like between like an hour and a half between going to the guards, coming back, searching through everything, going and talking to him. Probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So most of these tents and merchants are kind of set up for the day, and the streets are starting to pick up a little bit. People are coming out, doing some shopping and whatnot. And after a bit of walking around, you do kind of come across this guy that you're looking for, Kingston. And there's a bunch of different logs, some smaller like wooden trinkets and carvings, statuettes. Oh, sorry, I had to burp. at his bench that he appears to be selling. He is human male, middle-aged, kind of jet black hair tied back into a ponytail. And he's wearing what appears to be a leather vest with shirt underneath and pants.
Do any of the wooden trinkets or any of the wood blocks that he's selling or logs that he's selling look like the wood we found?
As you approach and you kind of are scanning what he has out on the table in front of him, you do see one small is relative. It's probably about 6 inches tall, maybe a little bit more. It's a small figurine, and it's just a woman in flowing robes, very like Greek Roman statue.
I'm gonna go up to the table and point at it and look up at him and say, this small statuette, it's beautiful. What kind of wood is this?
Oh, that one there? That one's well, shoot, I don't know what it's called. It's like this bluish wood that I've been finding recently up to the north. Yeah, it's the only thing. I sold it to the woodwork the other day. The guards were just here talking to me the other day about it because I guess he was killed with something similar.
It's rather unique. I've lived in this area most of my life, and I've never seen this kind of wood nearby. Where up north did you get it?
Oh, I do a lot of traveling. That one I brought down. Shoot, that one's over past the mountains there. Gotta be towards the Emerald Forest, if I recall correctly. I think I stopped in Halfeld on the way back.
Emerald Forest. Oh, interesting.
It seems fitting for this kind of wood, for sure.
Well, it's a bit
Hey.
odd that it's kind of bluish. A lot of the trees there, you know, they're evergreens. Probably where it got its name, but these ones were a bit different. My cat wants out. Hold on.
So immediately I'm noticing that the Emerald Forest is over near Strago.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of off
way
to the
out.
west
out.
there. Off to the west. But yeah, he tells you, you know, I got it way up north there, and in all of those evergreens, I ended up finding, they almost looked like willow trees. They didn't really have any place there that I could see. I've never really come across anything like that, so I chopped one of them down. Took a bit of effort. I think I went through a couple axes trying to chop them down. That wood seems to be really dense. And ended up bringing it back here and selling it to the woodworker there. I don't know if you ever made anything with it. You guys, I hadn't asked the guards, but you know if you ever did anything with it?
Seemed like he was in the middle of something, but never got to it. From what I can tell.
Interesting. Well, yeah, no, I got it from way up there, and yeah.
You sell it to anyone else?
That was the last bit of it that I had. I sold some on the way back. Like I said, I stopped in Halfeld. I didn't get a whole lot from that tree. Ended up going through, like I said, a couple axes, and I was on my last one, so I stopped cutting it up.
How'd you manage to lift? Even little statue, very heavy. No offense, but you were looked down at myself.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it turns out if you turn them on the side, they roll. So I just kind of rolled it up into the cart. I tried to pick it up, but that did not end well.
Is fair.
So I just got, I had chopped down like a regular tree, made a little ramp, and pushed it up.
And that's the only location you've seen any of these?
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it before. That's why I thought to take one, but wish I could have gotten some more. Get a pretty penny for those.
Who carved the figurine?
I did. I that one there. I made that on my way
Anything special? Or
from
anyone
a smaller
special?
branch. No, I made it on the way back from a smaller branch.
But is it anyone special?
Is it anybody? No.
It's a girl, right?
Yeah, it's nobody special.
May I ask how much you're asking for it, or is this one yours to keep?
Well, if it's out, it's for sale. I mean, the smaller ones made of the normal stuff usually only go for a couple silver, but you know, that special wood, I have 2 gold for that one probably.
I'm gonna take 2 gold out of my bag and place them on the table.
Fair enough. And he takes it. So you can, if you want to add the custom item or just keep a note somewhere that you have the blue wood figurine. Well, I do hope, it sounds like y'all are searching for whoever killed him. And, you know, I hope you find him. He was one of my biggest buyers, usually who I come by to sell to. So, I think you'd be doing a lot of people a favor if you found out whoever did this.
The only other person you sold to was in Hatfield?
But I sold that particular wood to, yeah.
All right. Any names out there?
Way up there. Let me see. And he pulls out a small book. Probably has a ledger in it. Kind of looking through. Sold it to Liliana, the woodworker up there.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate all your help.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, people have been out here accusing me, and anything I can do to clear my name and keep business going.
You didn't happen to pass through Strago on your way back this way, did you?
No, I came right down south through the woods, right to Halfeld, and then made my way over here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Rand's just going to look at the rest of the group. So, dead end. Should we go drinking or?
No, we should not go drinking. I'm going to go to see my grandfather and see if he knows anything about this wood.
Smart, smart.
I'm going to go stop back at guard, tell them what we found, and we'll meet you at library.
That's where I'll be. Does anyone want to come with me? I'll probably stop at the restaurant for some food real quick.
Ooh, I'm coming. Me.
Rand's
Come
going to
on,
perk up a little bit
Jet.
and follow along if that's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can come too, Ran.
And you can kind of hit all of those things if you take kind of a curved line around and go by the guard post, and then guard post is back a little bit, but go to the guard post, kind of go to the restaurant, and then make the way to the library. You guys can all go together.
Sure.
So now my cat wants in, but that's okay. He'll live. So you go back to the guard post. He sees you walking. Oh, hey, did you guys find anything out?
Very heavy log.
That's what I thought about the axe too. We had left the log on the lathe there because we didn't think it was much of a piece of evidence.
I mean, I pull it to ground and it's very heavy.
Interesting. Well, I'll have some people go pick it up and look at it then.
Send a couple of men. You're
Is that heavy?
Yes, very heavy.
Like how much?
Like bronze struggle to lift heavy.
I'll send 4 guys to go pick that up with a cart then.
Cart is good. And try rolling it.
Pro tips.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys find a saw? Or did you take saw?
No, we didn't really take much of anything except for him and the axe. Nothing else really seemed to be evidence of sorts.
Because we look and there's no saw in workshop, which is very odd for woodworker. How he not have saw?
That's definitely weird. So whoever did this probably, and he grabs a piece of parchment, like starts writing on it. So whoever killed him took his saw? Why does that doesn't seem okay? I've seen weirder, I suppose.
Yeah. We thought odd too, but why would worker no have saw? How he cut wood?
Right. Anything else?
No, that's it. Talk to him. Oh, and log guy.
Kingston.
Yes,
there in the market. Yeah, we
Kingston.
talked to him. He told us all about where he got it and everything.
Did he
Yeah.
tell you that he went through a couple of axes to chop it down?
No, it didn't really come up. But it
He
makes
said-
sense with how
yeah.
heavy and dense the wood is, yeah.
Right. It's strange that the woodworker. I mean, maybe he threw his saw away, maybe it got ruined by the wood, or
Possibly.
maybe the saw was strong enough to cut through it and someone thought it was valuable.
Yeah, I mean, those are good speculations. He continues writing stuff down.
I do have a question. Do we know what time of day the woodworker was killed?
We reported to the shop sometime during late at night. It's probably close to mid-evening. Somebody had heard some commotion going on there as they were walking by.
Commotion?
Well, I mean, man was murdered.
Did it look like there was a struggle though, or?
It really didn't, but they said that they heard a shout come from the inside of there. And it's gonna sound weird, but they said that they heard sounded like a howling wind. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it wasn't particularly breezy that evening.
Very odd. Do you know how attacker got in?
Door was unlocked when we got there, both the front and the back, so presumably walked right in.
Fair enough.
Well, anything else?
No, I think good.
All right. I appreciate the update. We'll talk soon.
Da.
He says back like, yeah, sure. Unless anybody else has anything with the guards, you make your way to the restaurant. El Restaurante. Grab your food.
More food than we ordered, presumably.
Of course. Absolutely.
I just put all of the extra food that was on my plate onto Jet's plate.
Ooh.
And it's gone. Anything to take care of there while you're there?
No, just
Or
get
just a
lunch.
quick stop by. All right.
Yeah.
Rand, of course, orders an ale and tips well.
Excellent. They refuse the money. But if you were to leave it on the table, that's up to you how much you
Rand
want to
was
leave.
about to. Thank you.
Wow.
No, tipping's not normal. No, I'm just kidding. They pay fair wages. We won't get into that.
They employ their own children.
Yeah, fair wages.
They
They get a house to live in.
Fair. This is actually child labor, and the police should be notified.
I'm just gonna leave 5
Cool.
silver on the thing. Just,
Sure.
I removed 5 from my bag.
And you head over to the grandpa with your library. Oh my god, the library with your grandpa.
The
I mean, that
grandpa
book of
with my
holding is
library.
basically a library now. So
So you head over to the library.
Yep, and I want to find him and ask him if he knows any information about this wooden statuette and the wood that it's made of.
I don't know. Let's see.
Because another thought that I had is like, he just carved a random woman. I feel like there might be some sort of other influence there, but
and if it took him axes to chop down the tree, how many daggers did it take him to carve that thing?
right.
So we should ask him what he used to carve it.
So,
I had a sudden thought.
Your grandfather, though unsure, well, I don't think I've heard of anything like that, but it almost seems like a story from the Feywild or something. I know nature can get weird there from what I've read.
Do you have any books about it that we could maybe look through, or?
Yeah, plenty. And he leads you over to kind of, it's a smaller section, but there's a bunch of books on the Fae and tales about the Fae and whatnot. If you want to start looking through them.
Yeah, I'll give a quick look. I'm gonna mostly look through like the indexes of a couple of them if they have any, and see if there's anything that mentions specifically like arborism.
Roll an investigation check.
Looking for that second big book of
I'm
wood.
gonna help her out with that because Braun. Well, I grew up in the forest with trees, so
Sure. So investigation, either you can help Jane and give Jane advantage, or you can both roll one separately.
Rand's gonna poke around and look for books. Just poke around.
He's looking for books with naked halflings in it.
Your words.
I'm gonna give her advantage.
denial.
Although I don't think we need to roll a second time.
Are you gonna give me advantage? Okay.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Rand, what kind of books are you looking for?
Nothing in particular. Just poking around.
Okay. Roll an investigation check as well, Rand.
Yes.
With the 19, they do kind of find some books on the nature of the Feywild and how it's this plane of existence that's kind of twisted version of reality where plants and animals aren't necessarily what they seem. You know, trees are somewhat alive and nature is very strange and a twisted version of the reality that you guys currently live in. And as you're looking through these kinds of things, you also gather the information that in the places where these planes are close out in nature, that strange magic can twist and alter the prime material plane, the plane you're on, as that magic kind of seeps out into the surrounding area. You also learn that a lot of times the creatures in this area that have come through from the Fae, not always, but sometimes kind of claim it as their own. And if you were to trespass of sorts, they would be very not happy with you. Rand, what'd you roll?
8, I think.
8?
Yeah.
There's a lot of books. And you kind of meander and find yourself into an area that deals with gambling and cards and things like that. And you pull a book off that you feel like might interest you, and it ends up being kind of like a children's magic book of sorts, with like simple magic tricks and sleight of hand things that you can do with cards.
Rand sits there fascinated and just skims. He's reading.
Rand's like, how can I hide cards up my
Rand
sleeves?
sits down on the floor in the corner and just like, oh.
So he wandered into the children's section of the Barnes and Noble. Got it.
Where he found very valuable information. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're reading over it and through it, kind of thinking like, how could I do this and get away with it?
Oh, like, I don't already know. Randall, but
so yeah, you guys finish reading through and skimming a couple of these books on the Feywilds. And as you're walking through, putting books away and whatnot, you kind of see Rand sitting down against the wall with a book open in his lap.
Who's the bookworm now? I whisper to Jane.
Hey, Rand, I didn't take you for much of a reader.
Shh, shh, shh. And I'm like flipping the coin, like reading intently, just like super. Just like busy.
Okay, well, we're gonna go try and solve this thing. So,
Looking up where you guys going next?
well, we found some books that talk about kind of rifts in the plains where the Feywild kind of takes over an area and becomes really protective of it. And
So
it might actually even make sense as to what that tree was that attacked us.
So you're going to the Feywild?
No, but I'm just looking up some more information, and I have a theory I want to test out. I just need to find Jatoria.
I'm gonna peek around the bookshelf when I hear my name and just wave.
And you
perfect.
find Jet carving out the pages of a book and hiding a dagger inside.
I would never.
Just
do
kidding.
that.
I'm just kidding.
Jane was gonna have a heart attack.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, Jatoria, those daggers earlier that you found, they're silver, right?
Yes.
I'm curious about their properties as opposed to the wood here. Would you? I'll try and replace it if you want, if it gets damaged. But would you try like indenting the bottom of this statue?
Sure.
Yeah. In all intents and purposes, I would like for you to stab this statue, please.
Okay. Stand back, just in case.
You don't have to do it too hard or anything like that. That way you don't bend your pretty daggers. But I'm just curious to see if that has any sort of effect.
All right. I'm gonna stab it.
Okay, we're not trying to carve a little piece off. We are full on setting it down and stabbing it.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Roll an attack.
First action sequence of the day.
It's a
Jet stabbing a
15
statue in a
hit.
library.
A 15. I mean, yeah, it hits. Roll damage.
7.
Okay. So you set it down and you stab down right into the center of this statue. And you just cleave it right in half with your dagger.
Oops.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Guys, this is the answer. This is how his soul must have been made of silver or been coated with silver or something like that.
So what does that answer though? He did things with silver.
But silver
Possibly.
weapon mean it is magic wood, is fey wood.
Right.
So we cut down a sacred tree, and now anyone who has the wood is being hunted?
I pick up the wood and I throw it in the nearest fire.
No fires in the library, but there's some braziers outside that you
Yeah,
can
I'm gonna
toss
go.
it
I'm gonna
into.
run out and throw it into a brazier.
Sure. And as you do, the flames that are surrounding it, as it begins to like turn dark, it doesn't really seem to ignite in the manner you normally expect. But the flames that are around it, it's like when you're burning metals in chemistry class, and all the metals burn like different colors. It's kind of burning a greenish blue flame that matches the wood as it ignites.
Definitely magic wood.
Definitely. This complicates things, I think, for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this complicates things for us is a great spot to take a little break.
The magic wood war has begun.
Oh
No,
my god.
I love it.
no,
That's
war.
archaic. That one's not me. And I love him for
We're
it.
trying to prevent a war.
Everything's a war. The wood
Bird
war,
war,
the bird war.
wood war.
I hate it. Okay, I'll be right back.
Groovy.
And we're back.
So it sounds like there's some sort of shift happening up near the Emerald Forest near Strago. And I
Indeed.
wonder if that also affected our journey here with the tree.
Mm.
Would make some sense. That tree was... Well, it was different. Definitely magic tree.
So
Rand
I
don't
mean,
know.
we could try going back up that direction. Or even going back the way we came to see if any of that has kind of trickled down even further.
So are we thinking that the woodworker was killed by a fae?
Books say they are protective of that area. Although it sounds more like it would give logger trouble than woodworker.
Yeah, and that's where I'm kind of hung up too.
How did logger not run into Faye when he find tree?
Maybe we need to ask him.
Maybe we go back and talk.
Maybe we stop talking in maybes and do it.
Maybe
Let's
Ren
go.
put his book down and let's go.
Rand's gonna go over to Jane's grandpa. Do you mind if I borrow this?
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll just leave it on the table. You
that's
keep it
fine.
safe for
No,
me.
no,
Keep it
you
safe
could
for
you
me.
could take it. It's fine.
I'll tuck it into my little pack. Yeah. Card tricks for kids. Let's go.
Yep. That's the title.
It is now. Canonically.
Yep. Heading back to the market.
Mhm.
Easy enough to find.
Back to Kingston?
Yeah, Kingston.
Oh, hey. Back so soon.
We are.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Bron.
Well, we looked into some more of that wood that you said you found, because it's very pretty and very, very interesting. And we were wondering, you said you found it and it looked like nothing else there, nah?
Yeah. I mean, there's a few other trees like that, but not in the surrounding area.
Was there anything else there unusual? Any creatures?
Not that I recall, no.
So there was no trouble cutting down this tree.
We said he used.
Besides going through multiple axes, no.
Oh. It's strange.
About how long ago was it that you discovered this wood and chopped this tree down?
Well, it's a dog shit roll. All of you, actually, with your passive insight, even though bronze is 11, he's definitely hiding something. How long ago? Well, see, been here for about a week. Couple weeks back then, 2.5, 3.
And how long has it been since we've been in the city just like 3 days now?
Almost a week. You guys had a little downtime.
So you got here just a little over a week ago, yes?
About a week ago. Yeah.
How dare you?
That's not too soon before we arrived, and on our way here, we did encounter something quite strange. And you saying you had no trouble whatsoever aside from the axes, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Just stopped in Halfeld, made a straight shot here.
What did you do in Halfeld?
Sold some wood that I had found, or chopped down rather, including the other log I had of that.
Rand's
And
gonna
you
flash
said
his
the-
gun. That's all that happened.
Ileana person is the other person you sold it to?
Rand, what are you doing exactly?
Opening my coat so you can see my pistol. Glaring
This is
at him
gonna
a
go
little.
poorly for us.
Roll an intimidation
Yeah,
check.
well. $16.
Hey, I don't need any trouble. Yeah, that's all I sold there. I had a little bit of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
What trouble?
I was being followed.
You don't
Oh.
say. Rand's
By a
gonna nod over
trippy
to Jen.
tree.
Not by a tree, no. Some creature I hadn't seen before. You asked about the statue. It actually was the creature I saw. The statue that I carved. I made a deal with it never to come back. It kept following me though. I thought I had lost it.
What kind of deal would you strike with it?
Well, I lied to it and told it that somebody had sent me out there to get it, and they said as long as I lead them to who sent me, then
You told them it was the woodworker, didn't you?
yeah.
You son of a... Rand's glaring.
So this creature looked like a woman?
For the most part, but like she was made of vines and wood and leaves.
Would that be anything that would spark in Jane's mind after going through those books?
Or bronze for helping her.
Yeah.
Um,
Because me sounds
definitely
like a
right,
nymph
definitely
of some type.
right. Some sort of dryad or nymph
Yeah.
or spriggan of
Yeah.
some sort would all fit that kind of description.
When you carved the little statuette, what did you use to carve it?
My dagger.
May I see it? I won't use it against you. You have my word.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
$17.
Yeah. And he pulls dagger out from his ankle and sets it down on the table in front of you. It's not silvered, but it is extremely well made.
Okay, but it's not silvered. Okay.
Yeah.
Does it look like it has any sort of like dulling on the blade at all?
A little bit. Bit.
I'm just gonna push it back towards him and say, so you don't know this wood's weakness. You don't know the origin of this wood then. I'm sure you have a guess though.
I mean, besides where I got it from and the fact that that thing was following me and tried to kill me, no, not really.
Is the thing still following you?
Well, as far as I know, it got what it wanted. I mean, I've heard tales of loggers and stuff running into places from the Fae, but I thought it was all just a myth.
Well, I say this is case closed. We take this guy to the guards. Fran's just gonna shrug.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jail.
Rand pulls out his pistol. Points at him. Oh, baby, you are.
Oh my god.
You
can
killed the
see
woodworker,
him,
sir.
You can see him starting to reach underneath the bench that's in front of him. I'm not going to jail. And he pulls out an axe.
What's the axe look like?
Not made of wood.
Okay, sure.
And he kind of sets it down in his lap. He looks extremely nervous. I did what I had to do. That thing was going to kill me. And I didn't kill the woodworker.
You passed the buck. You may as well have killed the woodworker.
You lied to save your own skin and signed the death warrant on that man.
And what do you suppose you're going to tell the guards? That I made a deal with some weird creature that went and killed the woodworker? And they're going to believe that?
I don't think they'll believe it. Not at all.
But it's truth.
I don't know what we're debating. Let's bring him to the guards. Frank keeps his gun trained on him.
Bro, I'm gonna hold my hand out for the woodworker to give me his axe. You know, stand it over and just like surrender it.
Kind of looks at the four of you. Kind of gets up from his chair for a moment. And then runs out the backside of his tent.
Chasing.
Yep, I'm gonna instantly give chase.
As they're running, I'm casting message at Ran. Why would you say out loud that we're taking him to the police?
Rand just keeps running and chasing the guy. Going for a tackle.
Give me 1 second.
I'm sorry, the halfling is tackling this man who chops down trees for a living.
Yes.
Gonna try.
Okay. All right.
Ran is ambitious.
I will pay money to see this happen.
Ran the dragon top tackling a woodsman.
I'm a tiny dragon
tiny
top. There's
dragon
nothing
top
beyond my
tackling the
abilities.
woodsman.
Thank you. I believe in myself.
Let's go ahead and everybody roll initiative so I can have an order to this.
Thank you. Ooh, 13.
Jet with the big rolls.
Yep.
Finally.
And my luck ran out because it's not a big roll.
Yeah, mine's crap too.
Jane,
6.
Jet,
21.
Braun.
5.
So he runs out the back, and Jet, what are you doing?
I'm gonna jump over his counter and chase him through the back of his tent.
Okay. And as you exit the back of the tent, he has a little bit of distance on you, but you do manage to kind of close most of that gap. You're about 10 feet back from him.
Mm. Can I try to tackle him?
So you
Jumping
want to kind
forward.
of try to leap, and sure, I'll allow
Yeah.
it. Do roll an athletics
Jumping.
check. Roll an athletics check.
5.
So you leap forward and kind of like swipe at his ankle, like you end up falling a little bit short, and you hit his ankle, and he trips for a second and keeps running, but you land face first, poof, onto the ground. And ran.
Exact same thing. Chase him down. Try to stop him.
Okay, he's a bit quicker than you.
What?
We
Have
are
you seen my
halflings,
acrobatics?
We move at
I've-
5 foot less speed than
I've
every
seen your
standard
speed
being.
difference.
An acrobatic advantage. Plus, I now walk extra fast now. I'm at 30 feet per walking speed. Throw it out there.
Oh, you move at 30 feet now.
Oh,
Congratulations.
yeah. I mean, so that's the same as him. So
Exactly, yeah.
No.
and he has a
Uh,
head start on you, so
We were standing
Yeah.
right next to each other.
he was on the other side of
he was on the other side of his
Ah.
table.
So you either jump the table or run around the tent, which would either way
I'm
put you in
small.
about
I
the
run
same.
under the table. Thank you. It is no impedance to me.
Sure.
Zero impedance to the table. Thank you.
Okay. So you kind of run out, and you're just behind where Jet has face planted, about 10 feet away from him at the moment as he's still moving.
I'm gonna try to catch up to him. I don't know. Do I have the capacity to tackle? Or what's the distance situation? I'm not gonna not tackle if it's unreasonable. You know?
The reason I let Jet do it was because of her mirthful leaps thing. But for you to try to jump 10 feet to tackle a guy is
A little less. Okay.
you could certainly try,
Despite
but
my acrobatics,
it's gonna be harder. Making a long jump is more athletic than acrobatic. I would argue.
Curses. Which I also apparently have advantage on. That doesn't make sense. Anyway.
Those are both for it's when you're being to escape a grapple or to dodge a grapple.
Got it.
So you're about 10 feet away
Rand's
from
gonna.
him.
I'm gonna fire a shot into the sky and say, "Stop!"
Roll intimidation.
Like a warning. $21. Dirty. Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
I mean, I've chased as far as I can. I tried to intimidate by shooting a warning shot and yelling "Stop." I think that's good.
Jane.
I am going to I guess I'm going to also run towards them. So I'll double move. So I'll get 50 feet.
Yeah, so you're a bit behind where Ran is at this point.
Oh, I also have a bonus action, yeah?
Sure.
So I could Misty Step another 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't really do much, but it might startle him.
That would put you, in front of him if you wanted to go that far.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so you Misty Step about 15 to 20 feet in front of him. Almost simultaneous with the gunshot. Braun.
I'm also going to give chase through the tent.
Bull in a china shop.
Yep.
What's your movement speed?
40.
Jesus.
Which is enough to get right up next to him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Get him.
Oh, I'm getting them. I'm getting them good. I think I'm just gonna, like, pick him up, though.
Before you do anything else, do you want my 17 that I rolled for a portent? Because then you will add whatever modifier.
It's gonna be a grapple check, right, to try to get him. So it'll be athletics from you.
Athletics? Okay, so if I take your portent, it's a guaranteed over 20.
20 something, yeah.
Right. Now, this does make it so that there's a chance that you couldn't roll, 18 or higher. But
I mean, honestly, all I need is a 12 to hit a 20. Sure, let's just do it.
Okay.
I'll take it. We'll just guarantee that I grab the guy and grapple him.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. It's a 17 plus 8.
Quick close the chase.
Jesus.
And Braun, you grab him. And now you can all see that there's 5 or 6 guards beginning to kind of close in on your area as a gun has been fired.
I'm gonna stand there holding the guy on my shoulder. Letting the guards come.
And they all kind of get there, weapons pointed at all of you. What's going on here?
It's okay. It's okay. We got, no one hurt. Shot into air. This man here, and I say shuffling, jumping him on my shoulder, has something to tell you about the woods worker.
I didn't do anything.
We'll just give him another jostle and look at the guards and go, well, he has something to tell. He's not innocent, but he don't want to talk.
One of the guards that you guys had previously kind of seen in the outpost kind of walks up to the guy that's taking the lead and nudges him a bit, whispers to him. Fair enough. Let me get him. And he walks up to you and pulls out a set of manacles. Mind putting them down for me?
I'm gonna kneel down. Yeah, I'm gonna kneel down with my arms still like on the guy so that he can manacle the logger, but I'm still kind of restraining him at that moment. Not letting him.
So they get his hands and cuff him, holding him by his hands behind his back. And as he starts to walk him away, he looks at the guard that you guys had seen before, find out what they're talking about, and continues to walk with the guy. And the guard that had let you into the workshop comes up. What's going on? We already talked to that guy.
Well, we did too. But then, after speaking to him earlier, I purchased a statuette from him made of the same type of wood that the axe was made of, and the log and the woodsman's, home or shop was made of. And come to find out, it originates from the Feywild. There's some sort of ley line where our world is kind of being invaded by that world. This wasn't anything I could find in any of my books about types of wood, relative to our world. So I went to my grandfather's library and we found a good bit of documentation about instances of this happening. And when we pushed him, he said that he was being followed by a creature, some sort of dryad or nymph or something along those lines. And he made a deal with it and said that he would take that creature to the person who ordered him to bring the wood back. And he gave the name of the woodworker. The Fae are very protective of what they claim is theirs.
I see. Well, I'll fill in the captain. Thank you.
If you want any of my sources, I'm happy to get them for you from the library.
I think we'll be okay for now. I'll let you know though, or I'll head over there. You know the man that runs the place?
At the library? Yeah, that's my grandfather.
Oh, okay. Well, nice to meet you, and I'm sure that he can fill us in on whatever you were looking at there.
Oh, absolutely.
Alrighty, sounds good. I need to go catch up. And he kind of hustles his way, trying to catch up with the captain.
Yeah.
Well, he sounded like he trusts what we said.
Why wouldn't he? It's the truth.
Yes, it's the truth, but some, such as yourself, seem to turn their noses to magic in certain instances, and this is a possible instance of that, and I just was hesitant,
Remember Strago and bird people?
Yeah, that was something.
That captain did not like bird people.
To be fair, the way you presented it was pretty ridiculous.
True. He'll find out when the bird war comes.
There's
find
no
out.
bird war.
That's what you think.
There's always bird war.
This isn't like y'all. I hate it here. I don't.
You all take 2 points of psychic damage,
Thank you. I do. You're right.
Including
Every
the
day.
DM.
including me.
I'm gonna actually head back to the library real quick and see if I'm able to possibly recover any of that statuette. I know I was a little hesitant about it before, but now I'm like, we might actually want this.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I
it's
figured.
all burnt. It's all burnt up.
Okay, that's fine. But now I'm going to go into the library and look for like Feywild books based on the different kinds of creatures that would come from there. Specifically anything with pictures. Not necessarily because I need pictures,
Those are my favorite books.
but because pictures are helpful, or at least illustrations.
Yeah. Roll investigation.
Rand's going to continue reading card tricks for kids
For sure.
while waiting.
21.
With the letter 4 and Z's. Yeah, there's this kind of like bestiary of creatures that you find. And most of them, it's very mermaids or manatees kind of thing, where it's word of mouth of things people have seen, and so some of the illustrations do seem a bit
outlandish. Yeah.
Right. But there's various monsters and things in it. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Well, I'm looking for something that looks similar to the statuette that I had. And I'm also looking for anything that might look like one of those trees that attacked us.
There are a few depictions of living trees with arms and legs. More than one type. And you also, it's a similar situation with the statue, but you do come across one that looks a bit more like what the guy was describing, almost made of vines and wood, and it appears to be some sort of spriggan. As far as the walking trees, there's quite a few different variations on that.
Any of them particularly slimy?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. When you roll a 21, there's definitely, and it doesn't really have a name. It's an altered shambling mound that I homebrewed.
Okay.
But it's this kind of Feywild treant type monster.
Okay.
I guess I needed to name things.
Nah, it's fine. Yeah, I do still have the tree slime. That's correct. My old vial of ink. Yeah, my tree goo. So in the city, is there any sort of like governing official? Or are there like archmages, things of that nature?
City itself is run by a council.
Is there any like known magic users on the city council?
Yeah, there is the city mage, or wizard, that would be on the council, and their name would be. 1 second, scrolling through notes. Here we go. Her name would be Kali with a K, Kali.
All right. So as I'm just kind of looking at everything, I'm gonna fill my grandfather in on the fact that the guardsmen might come around asking for the sources on the Feywild, and to just be readily available and obliging and not grumpy when they do so.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna go. This is obviously very concerning. How would I get in contact with the council? This sounds like something that could affect far reaches of the world.
Oh, well, that I don't. Getting a hold of them is like. It almost seems impossible with all the bureaucracy. I would suggest just telling the guard captain everything you can, and I'm sure he'll alert his higher ups, and it'll get there.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. Should we head back to the tavern? I say as I look at everyone. I'm also going to pull out the Stone of Sending from my bag and kind of nod at it a little bit.
Probably.
Rand misses the nod.
Yeah.
He's engrossed in his book.
Love it.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's head back to the tavern.
Ran, you coming?
Oh yeah.
Or,
Rand pops up and continues on. Carrie following you guys, still kind of glancing through his book though. Rand's become
But-
Jane.
When are you going to show us a trick?
I'll get there. We'll get there. These are advanced tricks, okay? Give me time.
Advanced. Okay.
Jane just quickly looks at the cover after he says advanced tricks and it's card tricks for
Rand
kids.
shifts the book away as she's glancing.
Oh, hey, I recognize that book. I used to read that when I was like 10. It was pretty okay.
Rand just mumbles off to himself, trying to hide the book.
I can still do some of the tricks, actually.
Oh, show us, please.
I might when we get to the bar. I don't have any cards on me, though. I imagine Rand might.
Rand whips out a deck.
Yeah, I'll show you guys a couple when we get back to the tavern.
So easy enough to find your way back to the tavern. It's a little bit after midday, early afternoon. It's not too busy. There are a few people in there kind of hanging out and either eating a late lunch or grabbing an early drink.
Rand grabs a drink.
Is there like an empty kind of like corner off to the side where we can sit?
Yeah, easy enough to find a table kind of in the corner out of the way.
All right. So I think first order of business is we got to figure out a way to make this more aware. Out of character, can I just ask what part of the world were we traveling through? Like what area on the map were we traveling through when we were attacked by that tree ant?
Between Straw.
Heading south from Strago.
So like Hawk Woods
Um,
or just
It
kind
was
of
your
like that
first day
unnamed
out.
wood. Okay, so
Yeah.
just a little bit south of like over near Ghost Tower,
yeah, pretend that's not there. You don't see that.
Okay.
over near the non-existent Ghost Tower.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. So kind of near Halffield, between Strago and Halffield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reassuring.
No tower there, but
No Ghost Tower. So
anyways, good session. I'll see you guys next week. I'm just gonna.
did you really not realize that you put that on there? Or?
I didn't realize I was straightforward with the name.
I mean,
You know,
I'm
look at the
looking
rest
at
of
the
them.
map
It's like
and
Now, had you not
Stronghold,
reacted like
Wood,
that, apparently we wouldn't have cared.
Wood Castle, Care Theodeer, and then it's just like Ghost Tower.
I mean, I just figured that was just like a name that the locals gave it.
Yeah,
but
that is-
That's what it is. That's what it
that's
is.
exactly
That's
what happened.
totally what I figured. There was some haunted old tower that's broken down.
I
Right.
mean, that's not an inaccurate description.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Good to know. Good to know.
So it seems like whatever's happening has started kind of up there because we haven't gotten any other news. Well, we also haven't pressed harder about any sort of similar news from any of the other merchants. But this does give us some good direction, and I am curious to see what our friend in the Ravens would think of it.
Rand looks up the Raven guys again.
We said we would keep in contact.
I know.
And if they are up there, maybe they have better idea what's going on. It's where we found them.
That is true. If that's where their headquarters is or was, then maybe
Why you just shoot him a message with the rock thing?
I just shoot a look at Rand and say, that is what I'm hoping to do.
All right, so
Now, we only have 25 words. That's the other issue. So, how much do we want to say? Do we want to say everything? Oh my god, that image is adorable. No, there's Z's. There's Z's at the end. You gotta fix it.
Anyways, this all went downhill.
Sorry,
so
I'm still
quick
in
the
character.
past
I don't know what you guys are
10
doing.
Oh, okay. Okay, so do we want to tell them everything? Do we want to just ask about the Feywild? There's not a lot that we can say.
Many questions if asked about the Feywild.
I'm gonna ask the barkeep at the tavern if they happen to have any ink. Because I poured all of my ink out for the vial of tree goo.
No, you didn't. I drank a health potion.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Use a
Never mind.
different-
Okay, I'm gonna take out my vial of ink and my pen and my paper, and I'm just going to start drafting up variations of what to say. And I'm gonna do it in real life too.
Yep.
Because
Count
this
your
is what
words.
I do every time I use sending in real life. Also, I mean, not real
Wouldn't
life, but my other game.
Why are we just saying Feywild, Emerald Forest, Feywild murder Emerald Forest?
Because that's not helpful, and it's only like 5 words.
That's like all we know.
We can give more context.
Feywild monster murdered local after Emerald Forest tree cut.
Sacred
better.
tree.
Ran, I think you should read your book.
Ran harumphs, orders an ale, and turns and reads his card tricks for kids. Not sure what Jane's context is going to add, but all right.
I do appreciate the first part of what you said. I think that that's definitely beneficial.
No, the part where I told the whole story?
The first part of what you said, which was, you know, like basically woodsman killed by fey creature.
Yeah, the whole story. Just add like a love you so much.
Not
talk
the whole
to you soon.
story. Read your book, please. Please read your book.
How about a please advise? Just throw please advise on the end. It's the whole thing. We got it.
You got 5 words left.
I've told the whole story in less words than we need. This is easy.
Oh, God.
What's really scary is that I can't actually tell now if it's Ran or if it's Flood saying that. So
The answer that you seek is yes.
Yes, yeah, I know. The inclusive yes. So I have fey creature killed woodsman
Copycat.
after logger chopped down fey tree
In Emerald Forest?
You're saying the same thing I said, but with more words. I don't understand.
Yes, in Emerald Forest is good.
Are you actually
It's
sending
good.
right now, or are you just still trying to
No,
figure it
I'm
out?
still writing it out. I'm still writing
Okay.
it out.
This is the most intensive sending spell I've ever seen used.
I had this thing knocked out a minute ago. It's easy.
Oh my god.
You guys are filling in words like in and the. Unnecessary.
Ran, I would really, really appreciate like a moment to concentrate. It would be amazing if you could let me do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, just, you know, yeah, fuck prepositions. We don't need those.
Not really.
So currently I have fey creature killed woodsman after logger chopped down Fey tree in Emerald Woods.
Got 12 more words.
Seems further reaching. Please stand by. That's it.
Are you ready to send?
Oh, I want to know.
What are they
if
standing
everyone
by for?
else-
Don't we want to get their advice from them?
Okay,
Maybe they
please
already know
look
about.
out. Then please look out. Seems very ominous to me.
How about advise? Please advise.
advise.
How about
Okay,
we get their
that's
information?
fine.
You know what I mean?
Please
Or maybe
advise.
they could
Perfect.
fly through the forest and just check it out.
They might
Yeah,
already
but
know
we
about
don't
all
have a lot.
So what's important here? They need to know that the Fae thing happened, that they're murdering all the way out down here, and that's what else do they need to know?
If you don't want to give them everything, then we don't have to give them everything.
What else are you
That's why
giving them? I mean, I'm
asked.
trying to give them everything. We told them where it happened, where the Fae are in town, what they did. That's literally all we know. We have no plan after that. That's literally our whole information, right?
Well, we also have the information that we were attacked by a fake creature.
Oh, we should
That's
add
what
that then.
the
Now we're
seems
talking.
further reaching is supposed to imply.
Why don't we just tell them we got attacked by a creature too?
But saying that could lead them to believe that it is simply like kept in the Emerald Forest, which it's not, which is why I added that it seems further reaching.
Why would they think it was just kept in the forest if it happened here where we're at in Narby?
It didn't.
We already know that. They already know it's outside the Emerald Forest.
How do you know that they know?
Because you told them that it happened here in Narby.
Right, but they also need to be aware that that everything started in the Emerald Forest.
Well,
That is the origination point.
yeah, where the
And if
Glogger...
they're closest to the Emerald Forest, then what that helps us to do is to give them that information that they could use their position in Strago to go and check that out, instead of us having to go all the way back and check it out ourselves.
Absolutely,
if
but I
they
don't understand how
know-
that changes, further reaching changes anything.
I mean, we are limited in what we can say.
Logger, chopped tree, Emerald Forest, Bay tree, killed someone, Narby, tree attacked us outside Strago. I think that's less than 25. That's the whole thing.
I'm going to push the sending stone to Ran and say, fine, then you do it.
Oh shit. Pressure's on.
Now that I have to
Now I
do it,
have
I
to
don't know
count them.
anymore.
Uh-huh.
Now I have to count the words.
Yeah, you want to dictate the words, so you go ahead and dictate the words.
Rand's gonna look at the standing stone and then pick up his book and go back to reading. Card tricks for kids.
Oh.
All right. Does anyone else have any suggestions? Jet, Braun? What do you guys
One
think
sec.
needs to be included in this note? We want the point of origination of the Emerald Forest. We should let them know also that it is also reaching into the southern parts of Strago, next to the tower that shall not be named. And that someone here in Narby was killed, presumably by this fake creature.
So at this point, Braun's going to look up from where he was like counting at his fingers. He's going to look. and he's going to look over at you. Local woodcutter murdered. Fey creature from Emerald Forest. Leaving Strago, Fey attack us. Could be more. Maybe check forest? Please advise. 21.
Okay. I like that.
Last
It
word. Sorry if you are pooping.
I would add that because they know about the woodsman being killed in Narby. They know about that. We could just add Narby woodsman killed by Fae.
Logger chopped Fey tree Emerald Forest. Creature hunted him to Narby, committed murder. We also encountered creature outside Strago. Please advise. It's like 23 or something.
Work.
Ren looks back at his book.
So
Sorry, I'm just counting everything out.
Mine's at 23. So I can even add weird forest creature. Ooh, outside Narby. Outside Strago.
Well, I was gonna suggest maybe Fae creature.
Yeah. I like that.
If you could add 2 more Fae tree
Mm.
or Fae ent, or change creature to ent, Fae ent. Okay, so that sounds good. Thank you, Ran. How does everyone else feel about that?
Good.
Work with Braun.
Just threw it in the.
Sounds
place.
good.
Make sure you're in charge of the sending stone. I'm just trying to suggest things. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, I think that'll be good too. It gives them the point of origin and kind of a path to follow to Narby. Okay, I'm ready to go ahead and send. I quit. I quit. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
For context, Zidardus corrected my spelling of Fey, so I wrote both of Fey nuts in your mouth.
crying.
Sorry. I couldn't help myself.
That's good. Listen, it's a good joke. It's a great joke even, but I need you to stop anyways.
I hate it here.
I'm ready for your sending now.
Okay. Logger, chopped, Fey tree, Emerald Forest creature hunted him to Narby and murdered. We also encountered Fey ent creature outside Strago. Please advise. Thank you.
Aw, you added a thank you.
Good use the last 2 words.
I like that.
Yeah. Might as well put our best foot forward.
Not gonna say it. Okay.
You're gonna say like talon forward? I swear on my
No.
life.
It's funny though.
Birdworm.
A few moments pass. And you hear a familiar voice in your head. That's interesting. I doubt it has anything to do with the visions, but I suppose it's possible. I'll send men to go check. Keep in touch.
I will relay that to the rest of the group.
Job well done. Ren kicks back in the chair at the inn and drinks an ale. Wait, we're done.
I mean, there's still like another murder that we could look into, a suspicious death that we could look into. Like,
We detectives now? Leave it to the guards. They'll figure it out.
the guards already think that the one man who died in a fire died because he left a candle lit.
Happens all the time.
It must be really nice to not care about anything other than yourself. It must be great. And I'm just gonna get up and walk away from the table and leave the tavern. And I'm gonna go to the marketplace.
Okay. What are the other three of you doing?
Well, seeing as it's only noon, I'm gonna follow.
Just passes about 2-ish.
Wait, it's the next.
Yeah.
Are we the next day now?
No,
No,
it was only
it's-
lunch.
Oh, I thought you guys had dinner earlier. My bad.
No,
No.
we had lunch earlier. This is
We did a
day to
lot this
day.
morning. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yes, you had a very busy day.
Yeah, there's still hours of daylight left to burn.
Yeah, you're day drinking right now, Rand.
Fine. Rand gulps down his ale, puts it down, and then, says, I guess let's keep solving murders for free.
I mean, is it?
There would have been a reward on finding the axe guy or information for that. You just haven't gone and gotten it.
We talked to the guards.
Oh.
I think they would have brought that up when we, handed them the dude. Interesting.
They would have. Your DM forgot.
See, now Rand is a little more interested in not just solving things for free all day long for no reason.
DM forgot about the reward. Yeah. There would be Crime Stoppers tip line reward. for
Rand
sure.
gets a little glint in his eye and says, let's go solve another one. That was easy.
You hear a strange voice from outside. There's a reward.
Wow, that guardsman sounds a lot like a pigeon.
Bird war, I knew it.
Rewards.
Pigeon
The goods and
guardsman.
the raven people.
Just pray the ducks don't get involved.
So where are you all? Oh my god. Last name Mallard. Anyways, Detective Mallard. Where are you guys heading?
Chasing Jane, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the marketplace then. What are you doing?
So I was just going to the marketplace to look for more vendors that get their shipments from elsewhere, from further places, to see if they've heard of any, strange creatures, any strange vegetation popping up in their homelands.
Looking for the word on the street.
Okay.
Do we
Do
know?
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask. Do we know where the house that burnt down was?
It'd be easy enough to gather that information from somebody just on the street or one of the merchants, local merchants. So that I'm not too worried about. You have a general idea of where it would be.
All right.
for Jane, do a persuasion check as you walk around talking to these merchants.
15.
It's not bad. Strange vegetation and stuff like that. You do gather that it's probably isolated kind of to the north near those woods. You do hear a few tales about strange creatures, kind of mutated deer and things like that in that area. But it doesn't seem to be world spanning.
Do any of the reports that I'm hearing match up with the like touring dates of Lashara?
Roll an investigation check.
I'm lucky I can re-roll that one.
Well, you're a halfling. You can reroll that one.
Oh yeah. 16.
Yeah. It does.
Okay.
She was doing kind of a tour through the north there, and a lot of these sightings and odd occurrences that you're hearing from these merchants seem to be around a similar time frame.
Where's her next performance scheduled for on the sheet that I have?
The next one that is scheduled would be in Helsey, north of Halfeld, in about a week.
So I imagine I'm just kind of like standing there and like a light bulb over the head moment happens. And
yeah, you guys hear like a weird ding.
I'm just gonna kind of turn, and I'm assuming if everyone followed me, they've caught up to me at this point. I'm gonna kind of turn and completely forgetting how upset I was earlier. I'm going to, you know, that meme from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with like the notes on the wall, like that kind of energy.
Oh,
just
you're
like,
going full conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
web map on the wall. Do it.
I'm just gonna like look at them and hold out the paper facing them and say, the sightings, they match up with Lashara's tour through the north.
How closely do they match?
It seems pretty darn close.
I mean, if she was Faye, that would explain how she's got that perfect angelic voice.
I mean, honestly, yeah. It would explain a lot about her.
Voice of an angel.
Explain what more people are saying.
Right. It would explain why they kept saying we don't know what she is. Because we didn't. We didn't know what she was. We already used the sending stone, but we can use it again tomorrow. I think first thing tomorrow we should maybe start heading to Helsey. That's the next location. We should probably look into this. Maybe we can even meet with them there and have something ready to go.
It's a good idea.
Do I notice like any of our hometowns on this list of her tours?
Oh, I was like, why do I not see the whole map?
It's big
I wasn't zoomed out.
Yeah.
It's a very big map.
In 4K, baby.
You did a good job.
It only took me like 5 hours. It's fine.
Head past
Not near Rand's home in particular, because he's from Kidwee Vale. Castow would be the closest.
Probably
not the two
Alon.
from the south.
Yeah.
and not necessarily Narby. No, not on the list that you currently have. It looks like her tour is kind of
Okay.
coming to a close. Looks like she probably came through, judging by what's on there. Kalia, that island there in the center, Strago, Halfeld, and Helsey are all on there, and Halfeld is the last stop.
No Narby. What a snub.
Not on this leg of the tour.
So
Okay.
contact our bird buddies tomorrow and then head out.
Is good direction. Hey, Ren, you get to see Lashara again.
Rand flushes slightly. Voice of an angel.
Or voice of a fae.
Tiny archfey top.
Ren wishes.
He does indeed.
So, you guys doing anything else while you're here? You do have the rest of the day in the city.
I would like to take another look at the pin board in the town center and see if there are any other famous bards doing any sort of touring. Or if it's just
He
Lashara
does
out
think
there.
it's a conspiracy.
Sure.
Oh.
Not in that area. But Hagwin.
Hagwin.
Where's Hagwin?
Hagwin is currently doing a tour in the south, through the cities of Alon, Tiny, Elfeld, and going to end in Howald.
Where's Howald?
Interesting.
Next to Druid's Grove. It says Exalted City of Howald. So he's currently doing a tour down there, and those are the two that you see. There are some
And
past ones from other people, but those would be the only current.
so that one is by Jet and Bronholm.
Mm-hmm.
We may want to also ask about. Sorry, what was the character's name again?
Hagwin?
Oh.
No, not that one. Yeah, Hagwin.
Hagwin.
Indeed.
Bah. They can't be connected. Hagwin's not half the voice of our girl.
Well, it is still worth looking into.
If bards are causing things, then, that one close to home.
When do bards not cause trouble?
This is special trouble.
True enough.
Yeah, I think at this point, I'm gonna go back to the library. I know that I do this all the time, but now I'm looking for any books that might have, I don't know, Lashara in them. I mean, I don't know if I would know
Not
how long she's
particularly.
been touring
No.
or.
Yeah, there wouldn't really be anything on that.
So I know that she's famous. How long has she been famous? Do any of you know?
Rand thinks back to himself. And just asking the DM slyly.
Right. Braun, how old are you?
I want to say close to 90. Wait, I've changed on my character sheet. I'm 182.
Okay. Jet, how old are you?
28.
Ran.
I think I'm in my 80s. I don't recall. Lansing.
77.
77? Of course.
Jane.
Yeah.
Wow, you must dye your hair. 24.
Huh. Yeah. Ran is an old man.
But a young halfling, thank you.
So Ran and Braun, as Jane poses that question to all of you, go ahead and just roll a history check.
Oh, now I gotta get out of the character builder. No.
You know, you can see your description page on your character sheet.
No.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
On the right hand side were actions and backpack. One tab or a bunch of tabs over under description.
I rolled a 19.
I rolled a dirty 20. 19 plus 1.
You recall hearing her name start to come up about 50 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. That's a rough time frame.
Long time, at least 50 years. Something like that? Looking around?
Yeah, 50. Well, roughly. Long enough for a bard.
Now, I don't remember how you described her previously, Zadardis, but did she appear as an elf to us, or does she look like a human? Okay, so that's not
she's an elf.
unusual for an elf. But she is an adult elf. And for only being around for 50 years, presumably.
And I know this because my character on my IRL campaign is an elf, and when I was trying to pick her age, elves age like mature at the same rate as humans.
But they can live, yeah.
But then they live a lot longer than that. So 50 years isn't out of the ballpark. If she would have been an adult, you know, put her at 25 plus 50 years, she's like 75, still young for an elf.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. Yeah, I think at this point, Jane probably just kind of spends some of the day with her family. Kind of trying to take her mind off of it. Her mind kind of started racing when she put the 2 and 2 together.
I guess Rand's gonna hit the tavern and try to find card games and mess around for a little bit. Nothing too crazy.
Oh yeah, I owed everyone a card trick.
You did.
At some point, I would
you
like
guys all
to
meet back up for the end of the night for sure.
I would like to ask Rand for his deck of cards, so I can show you guys a trick.
Rand hands it over, of course.
I'll
trick me.
do like a card trick.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
I'm gonna use lucky. $20.
Dirty 20. Okay. All of you, as you're watching, though, you're watching intently. So I want the other 3 of you to roll a perception check against her sleight of hand.
Rand rolls a 9.
Oh, that's mean.
The portent. That's so fucked.
That's mean.
So Rand might roll a 9, but Braun rolls a natural 20 plus 4.
Let's go, Braun!
That's fine. I'm not trying to run one of Braun.
What did you roll, Jet?
A 5.
I've got a chance. It's below me.
So Rand and Jet don't see it, and you pull the trick off extremely smoothly.
But I'm gonna
Braun,
look scrutinizingly like I don't trust it.
You see every single movement, Braun, every single hidden card behind the finger, everything.
I'm just gonna smirk and then give her like a knowing nod. You know, I see what you did and I appreciate it. I'm not gonna let the secret slip though. They can be amazed.
Rand busts out Rand busts out his little book of card tricks for kids and starts trying to figure out what she. And starts fiddling with the cards.
Roll a sleight of hand, Rand.
I'm not doing the trick.
Yeah, but this is for practice.
I don't want to talk about it.
What'd you
Rand
roll?
puts the cards away.
What'd you roll?
11.
Oh yeah, you feel bad.
I rolled a 3. It became an 11. That's how bad that was. Yeah.
Oh, you have really good sleight of hand. You should get thieves' tools.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, my sleight of hand is +8.
Oh,
Like my athletics.
Wait,
I mean, it makes sense because you have a high dex.
You have proficiency with playing cards, right?
Oh, I do actually. Or was it? Yeah, it was playing cards.
So add your proficiency to that too. So a total of 14.
I don't think it's gonna help me.
It's not. It's
still
not,
fumbling
it's
with
not
my
bad,
cards. It's okay.
But it,
still
yeah,
feeling
yeah,
real upset that
you're
Jane
getting
somehow managed to do that. Lucky.
Weird.
Goddamn wizards.
It's just practice.
Mm-hmm.
You could have taken the lucky feat.
Mm-hmm.
Could have done the
We were
whole
talking
same
about
thing.
it today.
Mm-hmm. I made my choices.
All right. Now as you guys finish up the day, grab your drinks, get ready to head off in the morning. Rand fumbling with his cards, Jet eating roasted quail.
Stick it to the
But
bird.
she's got like 6 of them because quail are small.
I'm imagining her doing it like a kebab style. Just like a whole bunch of like various sized birds. Just like a bunch of them.
All this bird talk, you know.
I know, right?
Cravings.
The night comes and you guys get ready to head off in the morning. And that's where we'll end the session.
Nice. Rand fumbling off to bed with his book and his cards, playing into the night, trying to figure out.
Are we good to hit the long rest?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think you guys really spent anything for the day, so.
She used lucky.
I used 1
That's
lucky
right.
and also 1 misty step.
I shot 1 bullet. It's very exciting.
Indeed.
It's an exciting day.
Oh, and the shatter not the shatter, the ascending stones come back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that'll be it for Floods and Dragons for today, boys and girls. Well done. We're still looking for a party name, so I'm open to suggestions so we can get some ideas rolling on that. But other than that, catch up at youtube.com/theflood. And let's
Can I suggest Bronze Angels?
Oh, that's cute.
Can I suggest
adorable.
Bronze Angels?
That's adorable.
That is kind of cute.
It's y'all's name, not mine.
I just like the idea of like
Oh, Rand will
Jet
be...
and myself, and then also Ran as an angel.
Yeah, Rand will take umbrage with this, but it will be hilarious. So I don't know. In any event, let's get off here. Zidardus, where can people find you, my friend?
Zidardus on everything. I do a lot of TikTok stuff, D&D TikTok stuff. Also Twitch most nights of the week when I'm not here or gone. Twitter, Instagram, all the good stuff.
Perfect. Original Dice Mom.
I'm Original Dice Mom. I'm also Original Dice Mom on every social media platform that I care about. And that probably only anyone should ever care about. Not the trashy ones. Well, except Twitter. Sometimes I stream, sometimes I don't. My sleep schedule's messed up, so we'll see. But yeah,
Mood.
I'm here. I'm here on Monday nights for Floods and Dragons. And yeah, I'm here moderating all the time too. So.
Banning people left and right. She's the best.
Okay.
Undead Cupcake.
Undead Cupcake with 3s for ease on all of the socials. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that. I stream on Twitch and yeah. Highly addicted to Animal Crossing at the moment.
At the moment.
Oh yeah, same. Big same.
Like it hasn't been like a resurgence of your life. Okay. I'll no, ouch you no further.
I'll own to it.
Zedekus.
Yes. You can find me in the computer labs at school. No, but other than that, I'm just here moderating for Flood, having fun, hanging out with y'all lovely people.
I feel like eventually Zedekus is going to be like peer pressured into streaming.
Oh, affiliate first stream. Done. Get me those followers, and
I mean,
maybe
with the magic of the Flood Zone, anything's possible.
Because I feel like every week, all of us are like, I stream on Twitch. And we get to Zed, and he's like, I'm here.
No, he's always at school, he says.
Actually,
I'm in a
Zed
computer
is
lab, which is
busy.
actually
Just
great, by the way.
stream like computer support issues.
Stream tech
Live,
support.
First emote
live
should
IT
be like-
support.
This is my friend who
Your
used the
first-
butter knife to install his
Yeah, your-
GPU.
Your first emote should be like a
Here's
butter
what I
knife
did.
with like an O and a cross out through it. No butter knife.
All right. And with that, I believe is it artist. Oh, and of course, I'm, The Flood here at twitch.tv/The Flood. Ran Olbuck. Never dies. And I believe Zidardus would like to say good night, everyone.
As always, we love you all very, very much. Remember to love yourself and love those around you. Be well and be safe. And we will see you next Monday to travel off to Helsey and run into some Fae, probably.
Going on adventures. Thanks so much. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Floods and Dragons. Once again, catch up at youtube.com/The Flood. Be sure to follow all of these beautiful human beings, and we'll see you next Monday. Thank you so much for joining us on Floods and Dragons. We play live at twitch.tv/The Flood on Monday nights. Be sure to subscribe here at youtube.com/The Flood to keep up with our latest adventures. Thank you to our DM, Zidardus, and our entire party, Original Dice Mom, Undead Cupcake, and Zedicus. Check the description below so you can follow them up as well. And please remember to leave a comment, and let us know what you think of Floods and Dragons and how we can keep making it better for you. See you next time.